Hello and welcome to Newport City Radio's YouTube channel, and this is our interview with 14-year-old teenage indie sensation John Denton. You might know John, formerly of The Height. He has gone solo. He is about to release his debut single. We chat about that and so much more coming up right now in our interview. Make sure you like, follow and subscribe wherever you see this, and stick around for some more of the best in local music and local interviews as well. If you want to listen to the full indie show, it is available on our website, newportcityradio.org, or you could follow our social media pages and you can find the link there. On Facebook, we are Newport City Radio. On Twitter and Instagram, we are also NP City Radio. Go on your social media of choice and make sure you drop us a follow and all that good stuff, and you can find the link to the full indie show to listen to there. Here's our chat with John. Welcome back to the second hour of the indie show here on Newport City Radio. Still joined as always by Stephen Howell.
Hello there.
Hello there. And it is a very special indie show tonight. We are joined by someone who we've had on the show before as part of a band. We'll get into that a little bit later. He's only 14, but he's making waves, big waves in the music scene, especially the Manchester music scene. John Denton joins us. Good evening, John. How are we doing?
I'm fine, yeah. How are you?
We are all good, my friend, all good. So for those who are listening who might not be familiar with yourself, can you just introduce yourself, please?
Yes, so I'm John, 14, from Salford in Manchester. So, for people who don't know where that is, it's like 5 minutes away from Old Trafford. And yeah. I've been playing music since I was been playing guitar since I was 8. And yeah.
Yeah, so people might be familiar with your previous band, The Height, who unfortunately disbanded in October last year. Could you just talk to us a little bit about what happened there?
So just a few months ago, so our bassist Brandon, he just sort of dropped off music a bit, I think, and then Ted got a full-time job like 2 months after that, so just sort of fell apart really, just to other people's sort of circumstances, and that's fine. Only 14, so I've got a bit of time.
Is the door potentially open for a Height reunion in the future if the stars align?
It's only been about 6 months, so yeah. I mean, it'd be fun, wouldn't it?
It would indeed. You began busking as a solo artist. Was it always a natural progression then to go on and become your own kind of solo artist?
I mean, I've always been quite comfortable with it. I'd say I've always preferred being in a band. Really, just because it's I don't know, there's more of a community feeling about it. But I'm happy on my own. It's good.
Do you feel like in a band there's a little bit more support around you compared to yourself as a solo artist?
Well, yeah, because I guess it's being on stage can be quite tough sometimes. Not because of nerves, but just because of anything that might be going on, any circumstances that might be on the stage. And obviously, when you're in a band, you can have people who you can sort of, people who can relate to it, and you can sort of support each other and that.
Yeah, and it's the old camaraderie in it of the other guys in the band. You're like a band of brothers together as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you kind of play off each other, don't you, in terms of writing and maybe stage presence and things like that as well. Do you kind of feel that?
I mean, I wrote all the songs, but yeah, totally, yeah. I think we're a really nice community, and we had a pretty decent following. We had a few quite a few sold out gigs, in our history as a band. I do miss it in some ways, yeah, but it's good. It's good, yeah, at the moment.
You said you've had success as a band. You had several singles that collectively amassed over 25,000 streams. How impressive is that for you?
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, I'd say that. I don't know. I mean, because I guess I write songs all the time. So I guess my the sort of effort that I put in probably deserves that. If you know what I mean. And hopefully I can write better songs and get more streams.
Yeah, talking about songwriting. Tell us about your songwriting process, and has it changed over time?
So again, sorry.
Your songwriting process, tell us about it, and has it changed over time?
I'll be honest, it's not really, to be honest. So it's just I think a lot of the time I think with a lot of my songs, I come up with like a chorus. I just come up with a chorus, and then I sort of build off that really, and write verses and stuff. And obviously that's the same thing that happened with my new single, and all the songs I'm writing now. So I think what I've got better at, like in the past few months, is I don't know, sort of like analysing analysing the song after I've written it, and like adding little tweaks or whatever.
Yeah. Do you find ideas come to you at strange times? You might be on a bus, or you might be walking down the street or something.
Yeah, totally, yeah, all the time.
What were some of your almost eureka moments then when you've been in these places?
What's the story?
What have been some of your eureka moments when you've been in these places? What are some of the ideas you've had when you've been on the bus or when you've been walking down the street, etc.?
I'm just thinking now. There's definitely been tons of times when that's happened before. Well, with my new single, I think I might have just been walking the dog or something, and the chorus sort of came into my head. And like, for example, there's a new song that I've written that I just sort of got when I was out on the bus, because me and my friends went to the Trafford Centre, and on the way back home on the bus, like just sort of came into my head, and obviously that now that's a song and could be my second single. So yeah.
Obviously, you said you were the songwriter in the height, and obviously songwriter now. Do you always write the songs first before you come up with maybe a guitar riff, or is it sometimes the other way around where you have that guitar riff in mind and then you write lyrics around the riff? How does that do you find a balance between those two kind of things?
I'll be honest, I think the majority of my songs, just start off with the guitar riff, like a mirror or something, and then I sort of play it on my guitar, find my way around it, and then obviously kick into the song. So yeah, that way I guess.
Who are some of going back to the songwriting kind of process, who are some of your favourite songwriters?
Not in order, but I'd say Bob Dylan and Paul McCartney, and people who've really mastered it. Just thinking now. I'll be honest, there's a band called The Last Dinner Party, and what's the name? I think Abigail and their keyboardist write all their songs, and yeah, it's brilliant, yeah.
And going back to kind of what you were saying about afterwards, you sometimes sit down and analyse the song. Do you analyse potentially some of the lyrics of other people and kind of compare yourself, or do you know what I mean?
I think I guess that in general, like completely out of music, like everyone's sort of different. So I guess that if you can sort of, I don't know, but build a foundation on like your life, I think when it's different to other people, I guess it's quite unique. So no, not really, no. Okay.
When we had you on before, because when did we have you on? It was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
A
little over 2 years ago. When we spoke to you, we were talking to you about receiving the Salford Foundation Trust Johnny Marr Award. What did that mean to you, and what impact does the award and Johnny have on your career so far?
Well, yeah, so it was a bit of funding that obviously, John chose to give to me, and it was great. Yeah, I think it really developed me. I got some guitar lessons and a few vocal lessons, and obviously, got to meet Johnny twice. It was good. It was good. Yeah. Well, I met him the first time before the awards at this record signing, and obviously he invited me backstage after. So yeah.
Did he recognise you second time around?
Well, yeah, I mean, because he invited me. So yeah, yeah, it was good.
Are you still in contact with him today? And if so, what advice does he kind of still give you?
Just keep going, that sort of thing, yeah. Because I guess I'm at such a young age that there's tons of things, things I could do to sort of help myself get to where he is. So yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, because we were speaking, weren't we, about you're a big fan of the Smiths.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they're my favourite band of all time.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, totally.
And
they've been for a few years, yeah.
Yeah, linking to the Smiths, Salford Lads Club, obviously we know it's an iconic venue. It's meant a lot to you, but recently they had to set up a GoFundMe page, didn't they, to stay open. How important is it that venues like that stay open, especially for young musicians like yourself?
Oh, I mean, it's just, I think what a lot of people sort of misjudge is that, well, I don't know if misjudge is the right word, but sort of like don't understand is that like it's so much more than that picture of the Smiths outside of it. Like it's just it's like one of the best places for young people to go. Who maybe haven't got stuff to do on a Saturday, and keeps them off the trees and that. And it supported young people for decades. So it's really like crucially important to the city and I guess Manchester really.
What does that place mean to you? Do you have any special memories or any personal highlights from the Salford Lads Club?
Oh well, it's the one venue that I won't call it a venue, but it's the place that I played the most times out of any place. I played there like I think 7 or 8 times over the years. I'd say my best memory was probably headlining it with the Height. That was great. That.
Do you plan to go back there as John Denton? Is there plans for a solo performance there maybe?
I think I'm a bit too early into it to have a headline gig, but I'm going. Well, I could be going. I could be going back there like pre-Morrissey gig because there's going to be tons of tourists going in there before the gig. So they want me to go there, but there's a bunch of organising to do for that. So yeah, but it's probably going to happen. Yeah.
And am I right in thinking it's not just music that is performed there? They do other things in and around the community as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, so it's like they have like comedy shows and that, and people coming in for talks and that. Yeah, so, yes. There's there's stuff going
on. We spoke about kind of your past and a little bit about the Heights so far. You are about to release your debut single as a solo artist, Not the Same, on the 21st of February, this coming Friday. How are you feeling ahead of the release? Is there any difference of feelings between comparing this release to maybe some of the Heights singles being released? Is there a bit more pressure maybe?
I mean, I'll be honest. I think it's probably like the best produced song that I've had ever, really, and I really like the song too. It's quite probably the most detailed as well. So yeah, I'm really excited to get it out there and pretty much kick my project off, whatever you call it.
How does this compare to a Heights single, if it does compare?
Similar, melodies in that. I mean, the Height used to play it, so before we broke up, obviously, yeah. So I guess it used to be a Height song, but yeah. I'm really excited to get out there. Yeah.
How long have you had then? How long has this been kind of in the works? If you say you've been playing it with the Height, how long have you had this song in the books for?
Thinking now. About a year and a half. Yeah.
Was there ever any plans to release it as the next Height single, or?
It was, yeah. Yes, we recorded it. It wasn't a very good. It wasn't a very good recording, just for a few reasons. But yeah. So it was going to be like the next single, but obviously, things happened, and yeah.
Yeah. Talk to us about the themes and the story behind the song.
So I don't know when it was, but I just started thinking at one point, like, there's so much like bad stuff that you see on the news, stuff that like never happens in Salford, and obviously stuff that I've never seen firsthand, and it's just about like seeing that from the perspective of someone my age, who never from Salford, never seen that. So yeah, stuff like what's happening on the streets and that, and things that happened.
Yeah. So where was it recorded and who produced it?
So it was recorded at Allo Studios in Widnes, and it's a guy called Jono, and he's a great producer. Yeah.
Is that the same recording studio and producing studio that you've been at before, or is this completely new to you as a solo artist?
It's completely new, yeah. So I got introduced it by We Believe Music, who just said it's a great studio and really good producer. And yeah, he's a good guy, great producer.
Who plays on the song? You mentioned earlier that it was recorded as a potential next Heights single. Obviously, it's being released now as a John Denton single. Did you have to get new people in to record it, or how has that kind of worked?
I know. So I did the vocals, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, did the bass as well. I wrote the bass line. It was different to Brandon's original thing that he was. And then Jono did the drums, and I had to press record for it.
It's a phenomenal single, John, if I must say so myself. I think me and Stephen were talking earlier, and shades of the Cortinas in there, and shades of some real Manchester heavyweights in the indie music scene. Is that fair to say?
I'd say so. Yeah. I mean, it sounds a bit Manchester done it. So yeah, I'd say so.
What's the reaction been like for you so far? I believe it's already had a radio play on Radio X. Is that his first ever radio play?
First, I'd say major radio play. Yeah. Yes. So Clint Boone sent the song to John Kennedy, and then John, he liked it. So yeah, he played it. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great supporter of music, isn't he, John Kennedy? He does a phenomenal job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
How important is it to have people like John Kennedy and people like, for example, This Is the Music, who do such a great job in promoting and playing these and speaking to these up and coming artists and give them a platform? How important are people like that to people like yourselves?
Well, I think for new bands and solo artists in general, I think there's so many people who are in big in big radio positions that don't support new bands and basically just get given a sheet of paper and who to play, and actually don't even look out for new bands. I think to have people like John is really great, and really what's the word? Really what's the word?
Supportive.
Support. Well, yeah. I guess that fits in. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Do you find do you find it a little bit frustrating that obviously you're in a different position to us as a musician? Do you find it frustrating that these bigger radio stations aren't given the support? And obviously we've got BBC introducing and shows on BBC that do play new music from local artists, but your more mainstream channels, do you find it that little bit frustrating that they don't tap into the local or maybe newer music scene as often as they should or probably could?
I don't know. Yeah, I do find it. Well, I think a lot of new bands and solo artists find it pretty frustrating. I think because in the 70s it used to be used to be great. You have people like John Peel and people like that who sort of really try to look for new music. And obviously now, like I said before, it's like a case of someone gets a sheet of paper and it's like this is who to play today. So I think in that way it is, yeah, because a lot of people aren't looking for new music. But then again, it's not as good as, well, I'd say the majority of new music isn't as good as the music that does get played on there. Even if the band have put more effort in than the people who, I think I'm waffling now, but yeah.
No, waffle away. We're enjoying listening. Go on, carry on.
I'm just going to say that some people put too much effort in when you've actually got other bands who, I don't know, they've just got really produced songs and obviously great management and maybe even just a great great background who can get them to those places.
Yeah. Going back to the release, what are your hopes for the release?
I don't know. What, like in terms of streams or what?
Yeah, anything.
I'm hoping for at least 10,000 streams, over the next few months. I've got more followers than Height now, so I guess statistic. I can't say statistic, Honestly, so I was at the pub yesterday, right, and I was talking to my dad about some United player, and I couldn't get past it, statistic, because in a sentence you've got to say it at a certain speed. I couldn't get past it, honestly, and we're all laughing at that. But yeah.
Yeah, we know you're a big United fan. How are you finding watching them at the moment?
Really, really boring, really frustrating. Yeah, I mean the game yesterday was just so what's the word? Just I mean it probably isn't the manager's probably got a whole strategy, but seems really really unorganised and just really scrappy. And there's no depth to it all. I mean, for the whole game yesterday against Spurs, we made one substitution, and it was Chido Obi-Martin making his Premier League debut.
Yeah, it's all kids on the bench, didn't he?
Average age of 19 years and 4 months, I believe.
What's that? Sorry.
He had an average age on the bench of 19 years and 4 months.
That's the right statistic, isn't it? Yeah, I mean it was really unbenched, wasn't it? I mean, what I don't get is you've got people like Casemiro who, usually against big teams. I say big teams, Tottenham are 14th,
I mean, United are below us, so.
Yeah, Luke is a Spurs fan, by the way.
Is he? Right, well.
Yeah, somebody's got to be, haven't they?
But yeah, like, you've got players like Casemiro who most likely aren't going to do anything. I mean, listen, no disrespect to him. He's an amazing player, and he has been for ages. But obviously, not Premier League level anymore. I think it's just frustrating when you've got like young players who are fast and energetic and haven't made the debut yet, and you're not giving them a chance. I mean, because we used to give not that I was born, but in the 90s and stuff, like we used to give young players tons of chances in the Premier League, like playing time, and now it's big rarity.
Do you think that's the most frustrated thing about Ruben Amorim's tenure so far?
I mean, he's only just come in, so I guess you can't really criticise him yet. But yeah, it's turned into a football podcast, this, isn't it?
It has.
It's my fault.
I'm enjoying it.
There's a new idea for you, John. Moving back on to the single. You've teamed up with a good friend of the show, Gary Hancock, I believe, from Big G Management and PR company. First of all, how did that relationship come about with Gary?
I just got introduced to him. Obviously, he's a really reliable promoter who can get you on stuff. So yeah, that's how I got in this, isn't it?
And how much of a help has it been to have Gary with his wealth of almost knowledge and contacts within? Going back to what we were kind of saying earlier about radio stations not giving up-and-coming artists the ability to play their music on air, but Gary does have a wealth of contacts, doesn't he, and knowledge within that kind of world to give you almost as many opportunities as you like.
It's great, yeah. I really appreciate it. I've got on tons of podcasts like this, and I've had a lot of radio play. So yeah, I'm really appreciative.
So you played your first show as a solo artist. You supported South by South at the Breadshed in Manchester. How was that for you? Did you find it a bit strange going up on stage for the first time as a solo artist?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, it was, yeah. I mean, it was a great gig, and obviously all the other bands played really good sets. But yeah, it was a weird feeling. I got into it though, as it went on.
Was it just you up on stage? Obviously, we spoke about earlier about different people playing with you for this single. Is it just you? Are you planning for this just to be you, or are you going to have a bit of a backing band behind you as time goes on?
I think until I need one, and until until I can play like massive festivals consistently. I probably won't have a backing band, but I'm pretty happy with that now.
You play the MCR Rocks Festival in November, returning back to your home city. How was that for you? How did you find that?
It was really good, yeah. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was organised by Paul Easy Eden, who's he's a local DJ, and he gets me on tons of stuff. So yeah, it was a good gig, yeah.
Are you looking to play as many gigs as you possibly can this year, or are you looking to maybe release more singles and get your name out there more, or how does the balance work for you in 2025?
I mean, I'm really early into what I'm doing, so I say just tons of gigs and tons of social media content that I'll be putting on, and just building the profile, I guess.
Yeah, you've recently played a few shows in a place that's close to my heart in Liverpool. What was it like playing there? It's a great place for live music, isn't it?
Oh, it was a great atmosphere, yeah. I mean, I played there last Friday, and it was a brilliant atmosphere, yeah. I loved it.
Was it the Kaiser Stock Room?
Yeah. It's a good venue, isn't it?
Also, I was going to say, what is it like as a venue?
Oh, right. Really good venue, yeah. It's really small and intimate, and yeah.
Do you prefer playing in small and intimate venues? What's that like for you as a almost a solo artist? Because I imagine playing at a small intimate venue does it sound the same as playing in a band? How does that differ?
Well, it just sounds different, doesn't it? I was telling my mate before, like there's less layers to it, I guess. I guess one thing that I miss about being in a band, is the sound, because we sounded really good, but I'm happy on my own, yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
I keep saying that, but yeah.
I was having this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about We prefer watching artists in smaller venues because you can connect with the artist. Do you find that as a performer in the smaller venues, you can connect with the crowd better?
Oh, totally, yeah. I mean, that's one of the perks of it, really. Yeah, totally, yeah. I think selfishly, like I prefer to play a bit like I prefer to play bigger venues, just because it's more people and I'd say a better atmosphere most of the time. But I really like I like tiny venues. They're nice, really intimate.
Do you have a bucket list of smaller venues that you'd like to play down the line?
Totally, yeah. I mean, there's like Manchester Academy, because I've played Academy 3 and I've played Academy 2. But I'd like to play. I fancy playing the Club Academy. That's nice. What's it called again? This is a great shout. Jacaranda. I've been booked there twice, but it's not worked out. It's been cancelled and that. So Jacaranda, definitely one. Yeah. There's some really nice like small venues in Liverpool, aren't there? Manchester.
Any outside of Manchester that you have on your bucket list? The likes of, is it Leeds Brunel Club? Or places like that? Any outside of, any in the UK that you would like to play that you haven't yet done so far?
Small venues?
Yes.
Outside of the UK?
In the UK, outside of Manchester.
Oh, it's a good shout. The Cavern. Like, I'd love to play there one day.
Yeah.
It's like the one place that, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's been a bit snobby saying this, but, like, I probably should have played by now, but I've not. And, like, I've got to play the Cavern at one point.
Have you ever been there to the Cavern?
So understand, yeah. Like, on days out and that, and, when I've been in Liverpool and I've just dropped in, it's a really nice place, isn't it?
Do you feel the energy of the Beatles when you walk down Matthew Street?
Well, no, because they're not alive anymore, are they?
Yeah.
Well, two of them are, of course, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I've always thought that it's that, like, since it's become like a really famous club, I don't know, like it's sort of become like a bit of a museum, if you know what I mean. And I think that if people I think if the Cavern really wants to, like, get the roots back and sort of I don't know, like be what go back to what they originally were. They should probably they should play a lot more new bands.
Yeah, they have a very good open mic night on a Monday night.
I mean, imagine if, like, when the Beatles were around, people were saying, "Oh, forget that. I want to listen to music 60 years ago." Imagine if, yeah.
Well, as Steve was just alluding to, your dreams of playing the Cavern might come true. A good friend of ours and a really prominent musician in the Liverpudlian scene, Ian Prowse, on a Monday night he hosts the Monday Night Club, which is an open mic at the Cavern. I'm not sure if you'd be interested in doing open mics, but he does one Monday night between the hours of 8 and midnight.
Well, funnily enough, I've been in touch with him recently about that. And he's also a Tranmere always fan too.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
So I sent him the track and he really likes it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
So I'll probably turn up at one point. Yeah.
I know he's
Sorry.
I know he's on tour later this year, so potentially we could be seeing you at a venue near you.
I'd love to, yeah.
In the process, obviously, you kind of spoke about going from the height to yourself as a solo artist. Have you played any open mic nights just to get that feeling again of being on your own and not having the support of the other guys behind you? Have you used open mics at all in this process?
Not since the band broke up, no. But I played a few open mic nights before, yeah.
Would you like to play a few open mic nights again in the future? Because I think me and Stephen have said in the past, it's the purest form of music. You can bounce ideas off other songwriters and other people. Is that something that you'd be open to and interested in?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, it's really, I don't know. There's something about, like, to me, there's something like about, like, playing unorganised gigs, which I really like, and it's really really nice and really relaxed. I guess when something's organised and, like, you build, like, I don't know, when you start building up to a gig, it can be quite, I don't know, nerve-wracking and a bit tense. But yeah. So I guess like unorganised stuff like that, where you just turn up, it's nice. Yeah,
you've been making some TikTok videos, haven't you? I believe.
Yeah. I mean, I hate TikTok, but it's just.
You've had a great response to that. You've had thousands of views, which is awesome. How have you found using the platform of TikTok and Instagram, and obviously this short form content, which is blown up with younger people nowadays?
I mean, TikTok's like a really, I guess, compared to Instagram, it's a great way to find new people, because I guess that Instagram in some ways is just sort of like you sort of find your audience and then you just stay with them and it sort of builds up over time. But I think TikTok's like really just like and I'm sure that you might know this, doing your podcast and promote it on there. But it's just a really good like way to quickly get new people onto you.
Have you found more opportunities through TikTok or?
Yeah, there's been a few gig offers from there.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I don't understand TikTok, John. I'm 49 years of age, so it's passed me by.
Yeah, it's a weird place, TikTok.
And I think you kind of spoke about this, but do you kind of see that as a way of cultivating and growing your audience?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I'd say that, I'll be honest, I don't think I've really found my target audience yet. I mean, because how a lot of bands like in history, have had like a target audience and like a specific sort of, I don't know, like type of people who sort of like your stuff. And you notice that with tons of new bands now, so yeah, I wouldn't say that I found mine yet, but hopefully I do one day.
Yeah. What are your plans for the rest of the year, John?
Well, I've joined these. I've not signed anything, but I've joined these new these promoters called We Believe Music, and they live in Wales. They live in Anglesey, so they're taking me like all around. So
brilliant.
I think the furthest I'm going is Glasgow, and there's not a date for that one yet, but it's it's happening. And yeah, I'm going to London at one point this year.
Excellent.
Should be good.
Are you coming down to Wales at all this year?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, because they live in Wales, obviously, and I've heard that there's some decent venues there. So yeah.
There's a great one in Newport. It's called Le Pub, and there's a great venue in Newport. It's called Le Pub, and really, really good venue. It's brilliant at supporting up and coming artists as well.
I'll have to Google it later.
I know we spoke about Salford Lads Club earlier, but going back to Le Pub, what Stephen said earlier or just then, it was recently bought out by the Music Venue Trust, ensuring that it's going to be open and it can remain open and thrive and support up-and-coming grassroots musicians for many, many years to come. How important is an institution like Music Venue Trust, who are going out and supporting these small up-and-coming artists and these small venues as well, and keeping them open and ensuring people like you and future generations have these places to play and hone their craft and develop and gain an audience, and we might see the next musical superstar come out of one of these small venues that the Music Venue Trust has helped. How important is the Music Venue Trust?
Well, totally. Yeah. I mean, I've heard about it. Well, of course, I've heard about it. Obviously, yeah. I mean, there's some venues that have been saved by it, obviously, and I think, I mean, I know it was 5 years ago, obviously, but I think COVID was really like, it was awful to some venues, and there's some really famous venues that have shut down because of it. So that was, I don't know if tragic is the right word to use, but bit extreme, but really sad, obviously. So I guess institutions like that are really helpful.
And then obviously looking at it from yourself, these small venues up and down the country that I think it's 2 per week closing their doors at the moment. Looking 10, 15 years in the future, when the next generation of John Dentons are coming through, at the moment it is going to be really difficult, if it's not already really difficult anyway, isn't it?
I totally agree. Yeah, I think unless some big changes done in terms of I don't know, just more opportunities to new bands. I think it's going to be quite tough, and it's going to be more tough when when there's new new artists coming. And yeah.
Yeah. So So go back to what the rest of the year looks like. Any plans for more releases?
Yeah. So I'm probably going to be recording my second single. I don't know. I don't know if soon's like the right word to use, but like this year at one point. And I'm looking forward to it. I think me personally, like I prefer the songs that I've written recently, compared to my new single. Of course, I like the new single, but I prefer the new tunes. Yeah.
Do you expect your sound to kind of change with these different releases or singles, as you say you've just written yourself, or do you?
Probably,
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, bands and artists, evolve over time. So yeah, probably, yeah.
John, it's been awesome to have you on. Congratulations with the single, as me and Stephen said, and hopefully the listening audience who have just heard the song. It's a brilliant release, and we wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll see you down here in Newport in the not too distant future at Le Pub.
Well, the next one, yeah.
Fingers crossed. Last one from us. Where can people find out more about you, and where can people stream your music?
So social media wise, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. TikTok, unfortunately, and then obviously, well, at the time of recording, I'm going to be on not at the time of recording, at the time of releasing, like for this, I'm going to be on like Spotify, iTunes, and that. So yeah, just all the streaming platforms, pretty much all.
John, thank you, and good luck with the release of the single.
Yeah, thank you so much, John.
Yeah, thanks for having me.